Rand Paul, of course, the first Republican senator to come out against the bill, saying it, quote, looks a lot like Obamacare. But if, and it's a pretty big if, this bill passes the Senate, will it have a snowball's chance in HE double hockey sticks of passing when it goes back to the House? Well, why don't we ask a congressman? Joining me now, he's from Kentucky. It's Thomas Massie. Welcome back, Congressman.
Hey, thanks for having me, Kennedy. You know, we called the House bill Obamacare version 2.0. I think the Senate bill should be called Obamacare version 1.1.
Yeah, it definitely regresses back toward the ACA. So what do you think so far of the changes the Senate has made to a House bill that you were never on board with?
Well, they basically scrapped the House bill. So the things that were bad in the House bill are gone, but all the things that were bad with Obamacare are still there. Now, it does get rid of the ridiculous 30% penalty in the House bill for re-entering the health care market. You know, that penalty was going to keep 2 million people from buying health insurance, even though it was the Republican version of a mandate. So
that's exactly what it was. I mean, that was the individual mandate, but instead of paying the money to the government, you were paying it to insurance companies.
So the Senate bill gets rid of that. Now, that may just be because the Senate bill is more like Obamacare. But in the Senate bill, you have a mandate that's missing, but a mandate that's there. And I don't think it works. I think it's going to cause a quicker death spiral. The mandate that's missing is the individual mandate to buy health insurance. But the mandate that's still there is that everybody pays the same price, whether you're healthy or sick, and that you can wait until you're sick to buy insurance. I just think fewer people are going to buy insurance. That's a given. And the price is going to go up because it's going to be a sicker pool of people who are buying insurance. And the death spiral we've seen in Obamacare may be slightly worse in Obamacare 1.1.
Yeah, and I think there are some comparisons to be made between auto insurance and health insurance. So if you are a good driver and you've had no tickets and accidents, you pay less. If you are a healthy person and you run and eat well, you pay the exact same thing as a great big fat person who's been a sedentary smoker for 20 years.
Exactly, and try buying a car insurance after you've totaled your car. I mean, that's not going to work either.
Yeah, or well, how about buying insurance after you've gotten in a wreck?
Yeah, exactly.
That would be great.
Yeah, wouldn't it be if that works? But it defies the laws of economics. And so does this Senate bill, I'm afraid. But, you know, it may be sort of like the House bill. At some point, I came to realize they didn't care what happened to the House bill as long as they could get it out of the House. And the Senate probably just wants to get it out of the Senate.
Yeah.
But there's only two ways to pass this bill if they are able to get it out of the Senate.
Yeah.
That is to bring the Senate bill to the House and pass it, or to go to a conference and hammer out the differences between the two bills. And
which takes more time?
Oh, the conference version would take a lot more time. I mean, it may just die there.
Is it going to die?
I don't think it's on a fast track to the president's desk. I don't know what's going to happen to it.
If it fails coming out of the Senate or it fails in the House, who's to blame?
Well, I'm going to point the finger at our House leadership. I mean, we campaigned on repealing Obamacare. We didn't campaign on polishing it, okay? You know, I heard the words root and branch. We're going to tear it out root and branch. This isn't even a minor pruning of the thing, and we're going to own it, and it will hurt Republicans. Now, to ameliorate the damage it does to our Republicans' reputation once we own Obamacare, they're making sure these changes don't kick in for 4 years, 6 years, in some cases 9 years.
Yeah.
So they're hoping that people won't call it Trump care or Ryan care, that they'll still think it's Obamacare, but I think it's going to hurt us.
All right, so what hurts more, having health care fail or actually having it pass? What's more detrimental to the 2018 midterms?
Having it become law is, I think, more detrimental to the 2018 midterms if this is what it becomes. Now, if we were to repeal it, that would help us tremendously. So I think it's a tough situation to be in, but it'd be better if we just voted, Kennedy, on a bill that repeals Obamacare in, say, 2 years. And that gives us a 2-year window to come up with any kind of replacement if we wanted one. And at that point, you might get Democrats to work with you.
Yeah.
But they're not going to vote for Obamacare light when they've got Obamacare. If we would first get rid of Obamacare, then maybe these Republican senators and House members who like Obamacare, maybe they could work with the Democrats to come up with another version. But I won't be working on the next version of Obamacare.
I don't blame you, because all this does is codify socialized medicine in this country if this Better Care Reconciliation Act actually passes. I mean, this is what will happen. We will have some version of socialized medicine from here on out. This was the opportunity to make good on those mistakes. And unfortunately, members of your party have been unable to do that. So, you know, we only have a couple seconds left. But what happens if it fails?
What happens if it fails? They'll probably move on to tax reform, and I hope they do. I mean, we need to get tax reform done. That is something that I think the White House and the Senate and the House and people in Middle America can agree on.